Hi, good morning, everyone. So we are going to discuss about the international trade and exchange rate. That's a new lesson. Today we are going to do this topic. So if anyone wants to know what is international trade, what is exchange rate, this is the time, right? Because when you're doing the business world, most of the business actually they are local business, but some of them actually wanted to go beyond the local boundaries and they want to sell and something they want to do the business abroad. Sometimes they call importing and exporting, import-export business. So international trade actually have so many advantages as well as disadvantages. But when you're dealing with the international business, you have to deal with international currency as well because local currency, no other countries accept. Therefore, you have to use international currencies as well, something like a dollar, pound, yen, euro, like that. You have to use international currencies as well. Therefore, the knowledge on exchange rate is really important to understand. So there are basic things you have to know what is mean by the import, what is meant by export, import export procedure, and then how the exchange rate normally you are using, what kind of things happen to the exchange rate, is a value always stable or the constant figure or the variable figure, how can we calculate the possible impact on the business by appreciating exchange rate, depreciating exchange rate. So what is mean by appreciation of exchange rate? What is the meaning of the depreciation of exchange rate? Like that, there are so many problems are there when you're dealing with the international exchange rates. Therefore, today, so our first topic of this session is to understand what is meant by the international trade, import and export. Okay. When in discussion this lesson, we can talk about the first of all the Toyota. Toyota is Japanese car manufacturer. The most of their vehicles are everywhere, right? Every country they are using Japanese car because a lot of people believe the Japanese car, the quality and the durability and the trustworthiness and the performance, everything is very good. So you can see this case study. The Toyota Japanese car manufacturer is one of the world's largest multinationals and is of Japan's major exporter, but also has factories and other operations overseas. So Toyota employs around 340,000 people in assembly plants and component manufacturing over 50 different worldwide locations. So you can see Giant Corporation has grown steadily since it has set up in 1937. In 2017, the Toyota's global sales of car was 8.9 million units they sold, and then the revenue around at that time 1.9 1.9 billion, it's or 1.9 million yens. So as a result, you can see this shows the number of cars sold by Toyota in different regions. So let's see the 2003 2017, the regional wise, you can see this is inside Japan, red color indicated Japan. They're stable at 2.2, 2.2. And then North American region, they have actually increased their territory 1.9 units to 9 million to 2.8 million. And the European region, they're also increasing 700,000 and to 925,000. And in other regions, including other Asian countries, 1.2 million units to 2.9 million units. Like that, that's how they actually do the deals and everything to Toyota company internationally. So when you're doing this thing, we have to focus about the international business. So this regional sales, you can see what are the key changes happening in the regional sales. Then the organization, some main changes happen in the business list Toyota. They're able to increase their market share. They're able to increase their market share. Along with the market share, they increase the organizations. They will be able to actually, by looking at this chart, you can see the market share, number of vehicle production units, everything they're able to increase. So it's significant increase because the Toyota car manufacturer, because it's a car normally treated as a luxury manufacturer, the luxury product. So as a result of this thing, you can see this kind of from looking at this pie chart, what kind of indication you can see, right? This is a data response question, so also possible. Sometimes examination they ask you by looking at this chart, what kind of a conclusion you can create. So you can say the total number of cars sold in Asia has risen sharply. And you can say as a proportion of the sales, Asia is now more important market. Asia is now more important market. You can see especially Asian countries, talk about Japan and the other this section. Asia is there more than half of the vehicles they are producing to Asia. And then what else? The total number of Asians in the Middle East has risen sharply as a percentage. And also as a proportion, Japan is slightly smaller market in 2012. Japan is slightly smaller market in 2012, and also sales in Japan have actually, you can see this by looking at this figure, you can find out that thing. The sales in Japan is actually fallen. America is slightly smaller market, and other changes not listed here may be identified. Right? So like that, this kind of a conclusion you can make by looking at this chart. So sometimes that's also part of your knowledge. Why international trade is important for Toyota? You can see by looking at the international trade is very important Toyota because by about 75% of their sales is outside Japan. 75% of their sales is outside the Japan. And also, it suggests that about 80% of the Toyota revenue is a result of the international sales. How might international trade help business like Toyota to grow? How might international trade like business like Toyota to grow? So international trade will help in Toyota to by selling overseas business. And by selling overseas business, they can generate more sales, more revenue, more profit. In this case, without international markets, Toyota would be considerably smaller because around 75% of their revenue is generated outside the Japan. Therefore, the ability to sell in overseas market has allowed Toyota to grow. Since it was set up in 1937, and it is now one of the biggest corporation in the world. Like that. So this is the normally like how can you like mainly by looking at that chart you can see the imports of Toyota. Very good brainstorm case study to know. Right. So as I promised you, what is international trade? So anyone actually interesting, what is international trade mean? Okay, here we go. The international trade benefits the world. It creates opportunities, right? It creates opportunities for business growth, increase competition, and provide more consumer choice. Specifically, international trade means allow countries to obtain goods that cannot be produced domestically. It allows countries to obtain goods that cannot be produced domestically. And also, like what kind of example you can give like that? For example, Sri Lanka, other countries you can see like Sri Lanka, it can be India, it can be Maldives. So some countries we don't have everything. We don't have crude oil, petrol, diesel, everything, whatever. We can't produce domestically. So then there's the only option, we have to import it from the other countries. That's called international trade. And allow countries to obtain goods that can be bought more cheaply from overseas. Yeah, so that's also possible. It allows some countries to obtain goods more cheaply from the overseas. Yeah, from sometimes domestically we can produce, but it's expensive. Therefore, internationally we can import something cheaply because they can produce and that's not cheap. That's called international trade, and you can exchange. Otherwise, by going to produce everything in the same country, what happens? You are going to waste so many economic resources. Therefore, the best thing is nowadays actually a lot of countries what they want to do, focus on something, specialize on something, and then after this specialization, the job specialization, then you can excess supply, then you can send off to other countries, then you can easily organizations can actually the business the countries can actually exploit and they can be developed as a result of that because some products are there you can produce here locally but it is expensive. It takes a lot of resources and a lot of time, so it's a waste. Therefore, best thing is actually produce something that you can produce more cheaply here and then try to export that to other countries and try to import the items that you can cheaply manufacture and cheaply import from other countries. Let's provide the basis for the international trade, the foreign exchange and foreign international trade import-export procedure, and helps to improve the consumer choice. As a result of that, a lot of varieties are there, food varieties, drink varieties, and household, luxury goods, consumer goods, industrial goods. So many choices are there because lot of products are available in everywhere. So a wider amount of selection is there when you have international trade because you don't need to actually focus on only one business or two business. Internationally, there are so many sellers are there. I think like online platforms like Amazon and eBay, like this kind of platforms, give you so many opportunities to have a wide choice, wide variety, because a lot of international suppliers are listed their products now in online and provide opportunities for the country to sell their surplus commodities. That's another opportunity of international trade, right? So in this case, we're talking about the most important, the visible and invisible trade. Visible trade and invisible trade. Here, we're talking about mainly the goods and services. Visible trade and invisible trade, the meaning, you can see the the goods that actually we can touch, we can feel, and we can actually in a physical nature we call visible trade. For example, tea, coconut, rubber, gem, everything coming under visible trade. Everything coming under visible trade. But in the visible trade, we know the organization have kind of a like import export vehicles we import, and tea export and rubber export and cinnamon spices. These are all visible export. And also there are invisible exports as well. The invisible exports are mainly, we can say, our import, invisible export to like a service sector business. Service import, service export. So what are the services we import? So what are the services we import? The organizations are normally, they are importing the services like that, foreign, sometimes expect teachers, that also international import, imported, sometimes the crude oil that we sometimes have consultancy services, like managerial services, engineering services we import from foreign countries, and internet service providers, and also like the social media thing. Those are communication services, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, the social media services, international like detailing, like a website like Amazon. If you order something, also everything imports. And also we export also some services, especially like Sri Lanka, well famous for the hospitality, plus tourism. So tourism is a very good important, um, we call intangible, a service export. So there are physical and also like a trade. You can see there are tangible import exports are there, or visible imports and export, and another one invisible import exports also there. Right. So I want to tell you this one. This is like the handouts thing. You can see in this handout, in this document, you can see the organizations actually everything, the business organization, why they countries trade with each other. To obtain goods that cannot be produced domestically. That's one reason. And to obtain goods that can be bought more cheaply from overseas is there. And to improve the consumer choice, that's also there. And also to sell off surplus commodities, that's also there. So the difference between export income and import expenditure we call balance of trade, BOT. So visible and invisible trade also here. Goods and services sold overseas are called exports, and these bought from other countries they call imports. So visible trade involves trading physical goods. So difference between export income and import expenditure we call the visible balance or balance of trade, BOT. Right? Then you can see like normally in reality, so most of the countries, a lot of developing countries, the reality of the foreign trade is like the import expenditure is like this, and the export income is like the small fish and the big fish. So what will happen? So a lot of foreign income will go to outside as import expenditure, like vehicle imports. So many imports are there. The expenses going out of the country, but the export earnings are very 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 low compared with that, right? So that's how the organizations actually even typically. That's what in reality what happened to the developing countries. But that's what happened because like developing countries main export are mainly agricultural export like tea, and also spices, gem, and everything. Small income coming out of that. But when you talk about import sector, we are importing everything, including the garment materials, and also the motor vehicles, spare parts. So many items are imported from outside. Okay, so benefits of the international trade. So benefits are there. A lot of benefits. They cannot be produced. You can access to the like crude oil and like international, like sometimes the items which can be produced locally, and also it allows countries to obtain goods that can be bought more cheaply from overseas, and it helps to improve the consumer choice, and also there are opportunities for business growth, and also like domestic market may become saturated, then opportunities there to go outside, and internationally you can go and sell the items and less risky. So risk may be reduced as a result when trading conditions become very poor by countries sell off surplus commodities. Right. So normally we talk about those things in the international trade and exchange rate. Now you have today we have idea what is invisible trade, what is visible trade. So visible trade we trade in physical good, invisible trade we trade in services such as tourism, and we are exporting and importing something. Now we are exporting our tourism like hospitality, and foreign workers are there. We are working sometimes sending our workers to work abroad. Like so, these are things the difference between import expenses and export income. So can be called balance of trade. Balance of trade, right? So, in order before we go to the other part, you can see before we go to the further section, we talk about the what we learned today to wrap up the lesson again. We have a good introduction. What is international trade and exchange rate? We talk about that mainly, like business like Toyota, the important part is the international trade because by looking at their services and you can see they are selling about 70% outside the Japan. Therefore, international trade is really important. So, what are the benefits of international trade? There are four main benefits are there. So you should know those four benefits. It allows countries to obtain goods which cannot produce locally, and also it allows countries to obtain goods which cannot bought, like now, which can be bought more cheaply from overseas, and you can improve their consumer choice. It provide opportunities to sell your surplus items, commodities to outside. And also we talk about the visible trade and invisible trade. Visible import-export. The difference between visible import-export, that's called the balance of trade. And if we add the visible import-export plus invisible trade also, visible trade plus invisible trade, the addition of both we call balance of payment. There's a difference between balance of trade and balance of payment. So balance of payment includes all the both goods and services, both included in the balance of payment. But balance of trade only, it's included the visible goods and goods only, not the services. So like that. So today that's a good introduction to take. So you know what is international trade and what is the difference between visible and invisible trade. All right. So